I'm Erin McGuire, owner of Pure Light Wellness, energy healer, and transformational life coach. And today I wanted to give you a video on how do you get into a higher vibrational state. There are a lot of different things you can do, but I'm just going to give you about 4 tips that are going to help you to get into a higher vibrational state. If you haven't watched the previous video I just did on law of attraction, I highly recommend going back and watching that video first, or you can catch it right after this video as well, but definitely watch it. These 2 videos are connected. So everything is vibration. If you watch the previous video, everything is a vibration. And science tells us this. This isn't woo-woo stuff. Everything has a vibration of energy coming off of it. Our thoughts are mental units of energy. So and our feelings are also sending energy out, sending vibrations of energy. Our words are sending vibrations of energy out into this vibratory field that we live in. And then law of attraction is bringing those things that we're thinking, saying, and feeling back to us via our external environment. So it's giving us more experiences that prove what we're thinking, that prove what we're saying, and so on. Again, go back and watch that other video for more info on that. But today, it's how do I stay in a higher vibration? Because there's all kinds of vibrations. There's lower vibrational frequencies and there's higher vibrational frequencies. In our world, as it is right now, as you've probably felt from the collective consciousness of the planet, is a lot of fear, overwhelm, uncertainty, anxiety, depression, on and on and on. All the negatives, right? All of the lower vibrational frequencies are really at an all-time high. And what I'm about to tell you isn't some rocket science information, but it's ways to help you stay a little bit higher vibe, because as a sensitive human being, as an empath, as a person on a spiritual path, which is what my videos are intended for, those kinds of people, it's important that we do our part to stay in those higher vibrational frequencies so that we can help ourselves first and foremost, and then help the collective as well by sending out those good vibrations out into the world in whatever ways that we do. So what's the first thing? It's not going to be anything surprising here, but the number one way to stay in a higher vibrational state is to stop watching the news and limit your social media exposure. So this one's not as easy for people to do sometimes, and people like to argue and say that, by not watching the news that they won't be informed of what goes on and therefore able to be proactive. And I understand all of that. I'm somebody that hasn't watched the news in over 10 years, and I pretty much always know what's going on. Friends, family members let me know. So there's different ways to get your information without having to tune into the news, which is completely designed to keep us in lower vibrational frequency. It's fear-based. One of my good friends was a news reporter for like 14 years, and she even said, they try to do positive news stories. Those aren't the stories that get the most views. It's the doom and gloom stories. It's the drama that people tune into. As human beings, we are more attracted to that. That's what sells, unfortunately. So that's what the news portrays. Whether or not you believe in conspiracy theory and think that there's, it's being filtered through these, top 1% people that are trying to keep us in fear and keep us numb and dumb, which is a belief that's out there and not something that I don't necessarily believe doesn't exist. Whether or not you believe any of that, there's a fact that the news stations watch the ratings of what they put out, and it's the drama and the doom and gloom, and literally like the train wreck stuff that gets the most views. So this is what they're portraying, because this is what gets views, and views equal money. So you do the math, okay? It's fear. It's fear-based. Stop watching the news. Get off of it. There are people still that come work with me that's like, oh yeah, I watch the news every morning. Great, you're starting your day with the worst case scenarios. Just something to think about. Everything is vibration. What we take in with our eyes, our ears, everything like that, it's going in there and it's creating a vibration within us. What kind of vibration do you want to allow in your vibrational field? This is yours to protect. How are you protecting it? What are you doing to keep yourself at a higher state? Getting on social media. Throughout all this crisis that's been going on, anytime there's like a little link on my Facebook, I'm not super tech savvy, but where there's like a little thing that has videos. Anytime I click on that, I don't know where these videos come from. I've not subscribed to any of these people. And it'll be like super weird stuff. Some of it's super negative. Some of it's like interesting and kind of funny. And sometimes I'll watch that. But man, there's days I've gotten on and it's been like, I instantly feel just like, almost like the life just got drained out of me. Just this horrible energy. So that's what we're tapping into when we're tapping into social media, if it's a lot of negativity. I personally can't stay off social media completely. It's part of how I do business. But I have to limit myself and limit my exposure. And so that's kind of some rules I've set up for myself to, check it very minimally. Get on and get off. Or get on, do business stuff, and get off. Or set certain times a day where it's like, if I just want to have a scrolling moment, I let myself have that, but I limit the time that I do that. And if it becomes any kind of negative stuff, I just get off. Because, again, that's my vibrational frequency. I'm in charge of that. And if I'm watching things and listening to things that are disturbing me and making me feel bad after I watch them, that's on me. That's up to me to change. So just think about that before you judge, whether you're going to be informed or not. You're going to be informed. You're going to know what's going on. You don't have to allow the vibration of negativity to envelope you every time you turn on the TV or your cellular device. All right, number 2. Learn to let go of toxic things. In Sanskrit, one of the yamas is aparigraha. And that comes from the 8 limbs of yoga. It's a yogic philosophy. It's kind of like a yogic way of life. Aparigraha it's non-attachment, it's letting go. Letting go both of the good and the bad, but let's set the good aside for right now. I want you to use aparigraha to let go of. Now this is going to take time. It's not like we just snap our fingers and we can let go of toxic things, right? It's sometimes a process, but again, it's your choice. We get what we tolerate. So if I'm willing to tolerate people treating me badly, not setting boundaries with those people at the very least, if I'm willing to tolerate, going to places that drain my energy or that make me feel bad after I leave, same thing with people I hang out with, or just things in my environment that I'm just tired of looking at or just tired of having around, or maybe rooms filled with junk. Too much materialistic stuff in my house and it's just stacked and piled and making a mess everywhere. That can make you feel heavy too. You can also think of your vibration as light versus heavy, because sometimes vibration isn't something people understand. But we can all understand heaviness when I feel heavy versus when I feel light. And so if there's a lot of stuff in your environment, maybe it's like old stuff from a past relationship that ended badly and you have to look at that painting every time you walk by it and you're thinking of your ex. I mean, that kind of stuff holds energy. Again, it's your choice. Are you taking care of your vibration? Are you willing to let go of things that aren't serving you? And that even means sometimes our job or aspects of our job. It means making decisions, speaking our truth where we need to, setting boundaries. We go into all of that in my Empowered Women program if you're interested. There's a link below. But all of those aspects of our life that most of us need a coach to actually, somebody to hold us accountable to actually do that thing. Because we will drag our feet and continue to create the same situations over and over and then feel bad about them. So that's a program that we need to stop, and we do that by starting to set powerful boundaries with ourselves, with the people around us, and really learn to let things go that are no longer serving us, and to do that without fear. So that's a bigger one. It takes time. It's a process. But that is one way we definitely increase our vibration to that higher vibrational state. Number 3 is mantra. Okay, so mantra is a Sanskrit word that just means, and Sanskrit, by the way, is a language that we use a lot in yoga. It comes from India. It's an ancient language. And mantra just means a phrase that you say that increases your vibration, increases your energy field. So we have a lot of Sanskrit mantras out there that are not English, right? So those are very nice. There's a lot of beautiful ones. But I'm going to give you a mantra today that is going to help you. It's English, and it's going to help you get into a higher vibe state. So go back and watch that Law of Attraction video if you haven't yet, because that's going to give you information about how mantras work, right? So I'm not thinking about how things are in my life right now. I'm thinking about how I would like things to be. We never focus on the present moment. We focus on what we want to see. So that's Law of Attraction. For this mantra exercise, I'd like you to close your eyes and just take a few deep breaths. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. You can take your hands in a mudra, first finger and thumb touching. This just helps your higher self be more in control over the ego. And the mantra is this. This came to me during a meditation once, and it brings me great tranquility. And I really notice a difference when I say this mantra. Peace in me, peace in the world, peace is all I see. Just repeat after me. Peace in me, peace in the world, peace is all I see. Peace in me, peace in the world, peace is all I see. Inhale. Hold the breath. Feel the vibration around your energy field and within you. And then exhale. And slowly open your eyes. So that mantra, like I said, it just instantly grounds me, makes me feel more at peace, because we're talking about peace. And that one is really good to get like on a repetitive cycle, something that you say several times a day, all throughout your day. A mantra isn't something we just say once. And it's important to know that you have mantras running all the time. Mantras can be, I'm broke, I don't have enough money, I'm worried about the future, the world is so uncertain right now, I'm afraid of what's going to happen, I'm afraid of my health. Those are all mantras, and some of those are running unconsciously. So we want to be in the place where we're repeating a positive mantra that's meaningful and makes us feel a shift when saying it. So I'm curious to hear from you if you feel a shift when you chant the peace in me, peace in the world, peace is all I see mantra. I would like to know personally if you feel a shift when you say that, because it certainly makes me feel a shift. And so when we do that, we are sending that ripple out into the world of that peacefulness. So it's working on me first, and then I'm sending it out into the world. Like, that's all I see is peace. And Law of Attraction will tell you that what you put out, you receive back. We are working towards our own inner peace, and then we're working towards seeing a peaceful planet. So number 4 is really taking awareness to what makes you feel good versus bad, or we could say light versus heavy. So when you leave your friend who's always talking about all of her drama, do you feel light or heavy? If you're an animal person, when you spend time with your pet, do you feel light or heavy? When you spend time with a child, playing with them, do you feel light or heavy? Or when you watch the news, do you feel light or heavy? So I just want you to start watching how you feel and then noticing what that activity was you were just doing, and know that, okay, that's something that's going to raise my vibration because I felt really light, I felt joyful, I felt peaceful when I was doing that. Or that's going to lower my vibration because I felt very heavy or frustrated or anxious or overwhelmed when I was doing that. Those are ways, and then obviously you go and do more of the thing that made you feel lighter and joyful. So those are 4 ways that we can raise our vibrational state. I'm just going to repeat those one more time. Number 1, stop watching the news, limit social media. Number 2, learn to let go of those people, places, things that are negative and toxic. Clean up your environment, clean up your relationships with people. I'm not saying you need to just dump a bunch of people and never talk to them again, but set some boundaries. Know your limits, know where you're at with these different people, and how you can protect yourself is through boundaries. Number 3, mantras. Use the one I gave you, it's a beautiful one. And then number 4, really watching what makes me feel heavy versus light, doing more of the things that make me feel light, because I know that when I do that, I am naturally in a higher vibrational state. So I hope you like this video. If you have any questions, please leave those below. We always use your questions for future videos. If you liked this video, hit that bell, and please share this with your friends, especially that friend that could really use it right now in these crazy times we're living in, to help him or her raise their vibrational state. So I hope to see you again really soon. Thank you so much for watching.